You know, money was a thing that was limited. Money was a thing that there was never enough of, right? And so my relationship with money, once I started working in my early 20s, reflected that. So hello family, hello friends, hello clan. My name is Kwena and welcome back to yet another episode of 30 Lessons at 30. I think we are on number 9. I hope we are number 9. So today I wanted to talk about financial wellness and our relationship with money. I know this is a sensitive topic for some, but for others, they love talking about money because people love money. People love money. So my relationship with money has evolved over time, and I've come to understand that money is just a tool for me. That is, money is something that I use to get the things that I want and need. And so I'm going to go into a bit more depth with regards to my relationship with money. My relationship with money initially was shaped by my upbringing and I guess mainly your parents or maybe your relatives or the environments that I grew up in. You know, money was a thing that was limited. Money was a thing that there was never enough of, right? And so my relationship with money, once I started working in my early 20s, reflected that. So I was somebody, one who would save as much as I could, but at the same time I never really enjoyed my life, right? So I'd never really indulge in the things that bring me joy or things that I like doing that one were a bit pricey, or you know what I mean. So it really shaped how I viewed money or how I used my money. Yes, it did work for me in the end, and I'll get to that story in a few minutes. But that was initially my relationship with money. It served as a sense of security for me. But I realized that wasn't the best relationship with money because one, having a limited mindset can limit you in other areas. What I mean is that if you find that you are restricted or limiting yourself in one area, it will oftentimes reflect in other areas. So again, I've had multiple businesses that have failed, succeeded, somewhere in between, and my relationship with money also reflected how much I charged people, and that had to do a lot with one, what I thought my self-worth is, or what my value is, or what I felt I was bringing to the table in that particular instant. And I found myself undercharging, right? And I think as people, we tend to do this a lot. We feel like, oh, will people really pay for my product? Will people you know what I mean? And once I started to really work on myself and really identify what my key issues are with money, my spending habits, my how I interacted with money changed quite significantly. And I think the foundation of what results in financial wellness has a lot to do with your relationship with yourself. You know, if you have a healthy value system within yourself, one, you value yourself, you understand your self-worth, you will spend your relationship with money will reflect that in many cases. I'm not saying it's all cases, but it will reflect that. So once I sort of restored my relationship with money to one that is a bit healthier, I found that I was more confident in charging the prices that I wanted to charge. I was more confident asking for the amount of money that I wanted, because I know now the kind of value that I bring to the table. So that's the one. So I had to cut this video because my neighbor was making noise. So coming back to another lesson I learned about money and my relationship with money. So my saving habits did save me. So it is important to still have a budget. It's important to see how you spend your money, what's coming in, what's coming out. And I remember I just finished my articles, and because I had been saving a little bit of money, I was able to take a gap year. So this is where a bit of risk comes into play. But this is just my personality. I don't offer what I'm saying as financial advice. This is just my opinion, okay? So at the time I decided to take a gap year, I'd saved a little bit of money, and it's not like I was making much money from articles anyway. Those who know. But anyways, I had saved a little bit of money, and I needed a break, and I needed to just position myself in such a way that I was able to transition from finance to music and more creative, spaces, right? Or a more creative career. And so once my contract ended, I decided to go study music. And that also affected a lot of things. But I realized that even in that, it's important to have something to lean back on if something happens, like emergency funds, etc. But if you're still young and you have a little bit of money and your responsibilities, maybe your expectations or whatever, are not so significant, now is the time to take all the chances, all the risks, all the things that you'd like to do. So for example, if you're going to invest in a business that you like, I'd like to start something but I'm not too sure, now's the best time. It doesn't get less riskier the older you get. That's all I'm saying, because the older you get, you have to start thinking about retirement. You have more maybe responsibilities at home, or you have more responsibilities in terms of like taking care of your own family. Maybe at that point you decide to have a family of your own, things like that. So I've learned that yes, money is good in terms of saving, budgeting, having it as something that you can use to do things in life. But at the same time, there will be those moments where you need to take those chances, where you have to sort of I won't say blow it but sometimes you will. And if it's something worthwhile for you, it will definitely be worth it. But also plan for those things. Like I said, I had planned during my articles to take that gap year, right? And in the end, it did work out for me, but I did have a few challenges. I mean, at the time it was like 2020, and you know how 2020 was. I was expecting it, while I was studying, I'd get a part-time job. That didn't happen. So there were some challenges there in terms of finances. And there have been points where I didn't have a dime to my name, and that also tests you. And I think those experiences shape you as well, equally as much as when you have a full bank balance and things looking good. I've learned that it's okay to take a chance here and there, and a calculated risk. Emphasis on calculated. I'm not saying you should be reckless, but it's okay to take a few chances, and also just spend money on things that you like, that maybe other people won't understand. You might take that extravagant holiday, or you might buy that beautiful shoe that you really want. But I've learned that my relationship with money has moved from a place of lack to a place of abundance, and that fundamentally had to do with how I viewed the world and how I viewed myself. So the moment I started to understand my own value, and the moment I started to view life from a place of abundance, my relationship with money also significantly changed. And yeah, so that is my lesson for today. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you can also leave a few comments and let me know, what is your relationship with money like? What has it been like? Are you a big spender? When it comes in, it goes out? Or are you someone who has to manage a tight budget because you have so many responsibilities? And how do you do that? Are you someone who saves well? Are you someone who knows how to invest well? Please let us know in the comments. Give us some tips. We all, need some form of, advice at certain points in our lives that we can apply when it comes to money, because money is a big part of our lives, and the better relationship we have with it, the better for us. So yeah, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.
To the seed of hope, we say GOLA. To eternal joy and peace, we say GOLA. To our dreams, we say GOLA, GOLA, GOLA. GOLA, GOLA, GOLA.